Did you know Shaolin monks in their 60s and 70s have stronger grip strength, better posture, and more functional muscle than most men half their age? And they've never touched a barbell in their lives? While most guys over 50 are grinding through joint-crushing reps and wondering why their shoulders ache and their progress has stalled. There's an ancient training method that builds real strength by teaching your nervous system to fight itself. These aren't stretches, these aren't rest poses. These are 5 static holds that will expose every weak link in your body and systematically rebuild it. Starting today. No gym, no weights, no excuses. Here's something most trainers won't tell you. The bear crawl hold is one of the most brutally honest assessments of functional strength you'll ever face. Not because it's complicated, because it doesn't lie. The moment you get into position, your body reveals exactly where the decades of desk sitting, compensations, and neglected movement patterns have taken their toll. Research from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning shows that contralateral limb coordination, exactly what this hold demands, is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and fall prevention in men over 50. But here's what most people miss. They think this is a core exercise. It's not. It's a full-body tension exercise. Your shoulders, hips, knees, and spine all have to agree on the same position at the same time. That's not just strength, that's neurological coordination. And after 50, that's exactly what's deteriorating fastest. Most guys get on all fours, hover their knees an inch off the ground, and call it done. That's leaving 80% of the benefit on the floor. Here's how to actually do it. Get on all fours on a flat surface. Wrists directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. Now tuck your toes under and lift your knees exactly 2 inches off the ground. No more. Squeeze your fists into the floor. Drive your heels back. Pull your belly button toward your spine without rounding your back. Your body should feel like a compressed spring. Everything tight, nothing moving. Hold your breath for 2 seconds, then breathe shallow and controlled. Eyes down at a 45-degree angle. That tension you feel everywhere, that's the point. Week 1, aim for 3 holds of 10 seconds with 30 seconds rest between each. Don't rush it. If your lower back collapses or your hips pike up, drop back to your knees and build the awareness first. Week 2, push to 20-second holds. By week 4, work toward a solid 45 seconds of full-body tension with controlled breathing throughout. That coordinated tension you're building, it transfers directly to how your body moves under load in real life. Carrying groceries, getting off the floor, climbing stairs without bracing yourself on the railing, and it sets the foundation for the next hold, which takes everything you just built and flips it upside down. Literally. The hollow body hold is the exercise that gymnasts use to build the kind of core strength that makes everything else possible. And before you dismiss it as something for 20-year-old athletes, hear this. A study published in the Journal of Human Kinetics found that anterior core stability, the exact quality this hold trains, is the single most important factor in protecting the lumbar spine during dynamic movement. After 50, your lumbar spine is your most vulnerable asset. This hold is your insurance policy. Here's what most people completely miss. The hollow body hold isn't about your abs. It's about your spine. Specifically, it's about teaching your entire trunk to create a rigid, protective shell around your vertebrae. Most guys over 50 have spent decades breathing into their chest, sitting in anterior pelvic tilt, and letting their lower back do the work that their core should be doing. This hold reteaches your nervous system the correct pattern, one that your body actually knew when you were young and forgot. Here's the exact technique. Lie flat on your back, press your lower back completely into the floor, no gap, not even enough to slide a finger under. Now raise your shoulders 2 inches off the ground and lift your legs to 45 degrees. Arms reach long overhead, biceps by your ears. Hold that position and breathe. Short, controlled breaths from your diaphragm. The moment your lower back peels off the floor, the hold is over. That's your limit. That's your starting point. Week 1, keep your knees bent at 90 degrees and your arms crossed over your chest. No overhead reach yet. Hold for 15 seconds, 3 sets. Week 2, extend your arms straight overhead with biceps by your ears, but keep the knees still bent. This immediately increases the demand on your trunk. Hold for 20 seconds. Week 3, keep arms fully extended overhead and begin straightening your legs, raising them to about 60 degrees. Work toward 30 seconds with your lower back completely sealed to the floor the entire time. The rigid trunk strength you're building here doesn't just protect your back, it creates the stable platform that every other movement in your life is built on. And speaking of platform, the next hold is going to test whether yours is truly solid, because it's going to put that stability directly under pressure. The high plank is the most underestimated hold in existence. Most men over 50 look at it and think, "That's it? That's too easy." And that's exactly why they're doing it wrong. The high plank, when performed with true full-body tension, is a full system integrity test. Your shoulders, wrists, core, glutes, and feet all have to fire simultaneously and hold that firing pattern under time. A 2019 study from the National Strength and Conditioning Association found that men who could hold a proper high plank for 60 seconds or more showed significantly lower rates of lower back pain and shoulder dysfunction than those who couldn't. That's not a coincidence. That's engineering. But here's what most people miss. They treat the high plank like a waiting game. They get into position, go limp in the middle, let their hips sag or pike up, and just survive the clock. That's not a plank. That's a slow collapse. The high plank only works when every single muscle in your body is actively driving into the position. Your hands aren't just resting on the floor. They're trying to tear it apart. Your heels aren't just floating. They're driving back into an invisible wall. Passive holding builds nothing. Active tension builds everything. Here's exactly how to own this position. Place your hands directly under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, middle finger pointing straight forward. Push the floor away. Full arm extension, elbows locked. Squeeze your glutes hard enough that your hips tuck very slightly under. Drive your heels back. Brace your abs like you're about to take a punch. Now pull your shoulder blades apart, not together. This protects your rotator cuff. Your body should form one perfectly rigid line from your skull to your heels. Eyes down at the floor, neck neutral. Every second in this position should feel like work. Week 1, hold for 20 seconds with arms fully extended and hands shoulder width apart. 3 sets. Focus entirely on active tension, not time. Week 2, extend to 35 seconds per hold. Add a deliberate squeeze check every 10 seconds. Glutes tight, abs braced, arms pushing the floor away. Week 3, work toward 45 to 60 seconds of continuous active tension. If your form breaks before the time is up, drop immediately and reset. A perfect 20 seconds beats a sloppy 60 every time. What you're really building here is the ability to maintain structural integrity under sustained stress. That translates directly to your posture, your shoulder health, and your ability to generate force safely in any direction. But if the high plank tests your horizontal strength, the next hold is going to challenge something most Western men haven't trained in decades, and it might be the most important one on this entire list. Listen, you're over 40, you're tired, and the results just aren't coming. Sound familiar? The 28-day Vitality Protocol was built exactly for that. A complete system designed for men your age. No guesswork, no generic plans. Check the link in the first pinned comment or scan the QR code on your screen. The horse stance has been the foundation of Shaolin martial arts training for over 1,500 years. That's not tradition for tradition's sake. That's 15 centuries of field testing on human performance. Modern sports science has finally caught up. A 2021 study from the Journal of Sports Medicine confirmed that isometric hip and knee loading, exactly what the horse stance delivers, increases tendon stiffness, improves joint stability, and reduces injury risk in aging athletes more effectively than conventional resistance training. Shaolin monks didn't need a study to know this. They just knew it worked. Here's what most people miss. The horse stance looks like a squat. It isn't. A squat is a movement. The horse stance is a position, and holding a position under tension is an entirely different neurological demand. Most guys drop into something that vaguely resembles a wide squat. feel their quads burn after 20 seconds, and assume they're doing it right. But the real work in the horse stance happens in your hips, specifically in the muscles that stabilize your femur inside the hip socket. After 50, those muscles are almost universally weak and underactivated. That weakness is what causes the knee pain, the hip tightness, and the instability that most men blame on age. It's not age, it's neglect. Here's the exact position. Stand with your feet roughly twice shoulder width apart, toes pointed outward at 45 degrees. Begin bending your knees and pushing them outward, tracking directly over your pinky toes. Lower until your thighs are parallel to the floor, or as close as your mobility allows without your heels lifting. Your spine stays completely vertical, not leaning forward. Arms extended straight in front of you at shoulder height, palms facing down, fingers together. Now the key detail that most people skip: actively push your knees out. Don't let them cave. Drive them apart like you're trying to split the floor beneath you. That outward drive is where the hip stabilizer activation lives. Week 1, keep your thighs at about 60 degrees higher than parallel arms, extended forward at shoulder height, 3 sets of 20 seconds. Week 2, drop to 45 degrees and focus on driving those knees outward the entire time. Week 3, aim for full depth thighs parallel, arms extended, 30 to 45 seconds per set. If your heels lift or your spine rounds, raise your stance and rebuild from there. What you're developing here goes far beyond leg strength. You're rebuilding the hip architecture that keeps your entire lower body functional. Your knees tracking correctly, your hips moving freely, your lower back protected. And there's one final hold left on this list, one that most men over 50 have completely abandoned. It requires nothing but a bar and your own body weight, and it might deliver more full-body benefit than everything else combined. If there's one exercise that reveals the true cost of modern life on the male body after 50, it's the dead hang. Just grab a bar, let go of the floor, and hang. Simple, brutal, honest. Research from the American Journal of Medicine found that grip strength is one of the most reliable predictors of cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and all-cause mortality in men over 50. Not bench press, not squat, grip strength. And the dead hang builds it in a way nothing else can, while simultaneously decompressing every vertebra in your spine, reopening your shoulder capsule, and undoing years of postural damage in a single position. Here's what most people miss. They hang passively, just dangling, shoulders shrugged up toward their ears. That dumps all the load directly into your rotator cuff. A true dead hang requires you to actively pull your shoulder blades down and away from your ears, even with arms fully extended. That one detail is the difference between rehabilitation and injury. Here's exactly how to do it. Find a bar at a height that lets you hang with arms fully extended and feet off the ground. Grab it with an overhand grip, hands just outside shoulder width. Now, before you let your feet leave the ground, pull your shoulder blades down toward your back pockets. Not together. Down. Hold that depression and then let your weight transfer fully onto the bar. Engage your core lightly. Breathe slowly and deeply. Your spine should feel like it's gently lengthening with every exhale. If your shoulders creep up toward your ears at any point, either re-engage the depression or end the set. Week 1. Hang for 10 to 15 seconds per set, 3 sets. Focus entirely on scapular depression, not time. Week 2. Extend to 20 to 25 seconds. Add a slow, deliberate breath cycle. Inhale for 3 counts, exhale for 3 counts to keep your nervous system calm under load. Week 3. Work toward 30 to 45 seconds of continuous, active hanging. If your grip fails before your shoulders do, that's useful information. Your grip is your limiting factor, and it will improve fast. What you're doing here is more than building grip strength. You're creating space. Space in your spine, in your shoulders, in your hips. Space that compression from decades of sitting, loading, and gravity has slowly stolen. And here's the truth. These 5 holds together aren't just an exercise routine. They're a systematic recalibration of how your body carries itself through the world. That's not fitness, that's longevity. 5 holds, no weights, no gym, no excuses. What you just learned isn't a workout trend. It's a 1,500-year-old system that builds the kind of strength, stability, and body control that actually keeps you functional, pain-free, and powerful well into your 60s and beyond. So here's the real question. Are you going to watch this and do nothing? Or are you going to get on the floor today and find out exactly where your weak links are? Pick one hold, just one. Do it right now. And if this opened your eyes to what your body is still capable of, subscribe and hit the bell because there's a lot more where this came from.